So had somebody on YouTube comment saying, hey, can you do a review on the Enduro Engineering chainsaw mount? So I figured, hey, why not? It's a pretty cool setup. It's not, it's not cheap, but it's not crazy expensive, and you know what, it does a job. It's super solid. So here it is without the chainsaw obviously in it, but it comes with the strap here. You just get the one strap, which kind of works, but when you're riding like super rocky, bumpy stuff, I mean, the chainsaw still, it needs a little extra security. So I'll show you in a minute, but I got this extra strap up here that I rigged up, and this is just a tarp strap, like a rubber tarp strap. They're pretty heavy duty. To me, this works better than a bungee cord, because the bungee cords, they just they seem to be a little less stiff, whereas this can actually hold tension a little bit better. But anyway, so these mounts, Enduro Engineering mounts, come with these blocks that actually wrap around your forks here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's pretty nice. It contours real well. And then you got these little straps here, and that's what comes with the mount. Super nice straps, and you can adjust them to wherever you want. So super easy. You just pull these off, they come right off like that. And that's it for that. I mean, the mounts basically disengage right there at that point. These blocks here, you can actually flip them around so that the brake line routes on the outside depending on your setup. I think that's for certain models, depending on what you got going. As far as I know, some bikes have two lines going through and whatnot. I just got the one brake line and that's it. I routed mine on the inside here, which is pretty nice. Those are just mounted with a couple torque screws right here and here. With it being on the inside, it's kind of a pain in the ass to tighten these unless you have this obviously undone, so you can actually get into these screws and tighten them up. But it's again, it's not a big deal. So as far as installation goes, that's probably the longest process, because obviously doing these here, it just takes a second. You just run this through and that's it, done deal. So pretty nice. I'll put the chainsaw in here now so you guys can see what it looks like when it's in there. This pad here, I actually just added this. It's just a little thin 1/8 inch. It's got the adhesive on the back. This mount does come with a rubber piece that actually screws in up here. I lost it on the trail. So I just went online and ordered some of these. I'm probably gonna maybe double up on these just so it's a little thicker. It's just nice to have it though, just so the chainsaw's not, if it's moving around, it's just better when it's not smacking the back of this piece of metal here. So this is the saw I have. It's a steel MS250, but this mount here, I mean, it literally works for almost any saw, which is nice. It's not like saw specific. So you've got two blocks here. I actually had to cut this one down because for whatever reason they supply this block. So this is about a 3/4 inch height block for where the bar goes through. This block here, so it's 1 inch this way, like the way it's sitting now, and then this way it's like 1 1/4. But either way, it's still too tall, because this block is taller than that one when you have it in here. And so when I have the saw sitting in here, the saw, it wants to kind of sit that way. So the bar is basically going inward, which I do not want that, because then I have to worry about hitting my front tire or something like that. So I wasn't really a big fan of that, and I don't know, like, that's just normal, and I guess nobody else has that issue, but it didn't make sense to me. So had my brother-in-law just cut this down real quick on his table saw. That way I got even height here. This mount here, you can actually, you got these holes up here. There's actually 3 different settings you can set this on. So right now it's actually on the the innermost setting. So yeah, like right under here, you can kind of see the holes right here. So that's actually pretty cool, because like I said, depending on where this is, that kind of dictates how your saw is going to sit. So in my case, now that I've trimmed it, it actually belongs in the innermost setting, so that way the saw actually rests on it. So yeah, definitely another cool little feature is this is adjustable. This obviously is not. It's just it is where it is for your bar. But yeah, so when the saw goes in here now, it's hard to see, but the body of the saw in here, it sits on this better, so that now my bar is out away from my tire. It's when I had the other one, it was like this. I mean, it was, you can even see it was rubbing on my fender a little bit, like super sketchy. I was not into that at all. And I had to keep putting a piece of wood in here to prop it, you know, a different way. And anyways, yeah, so food for thought. Some of you may not even have that issue depending on the saw. I just know this one doesn't like to sit straight up and down when you have that taller block. But as you can see, I mean, it sits in here pretty well. And then, like I said, you just strap it. And you could do this however you want. I mean, I think steel wraps it like right up here and over. But I don't know, I'm kind of worried about busting something off up here doing that. But I mean, I guess it could work. I do this method here. Just goes around the back side of the body of the saw here. Let me tie this up real quick. And you can, I mean, it's like a tie down for a dirt bike is really what it is. So pretty simple. You know, it holds, like I said, it holds in it pretty good, but this, I don't like this. This drives me nuts. So when you're on a rocky trail, bumpy trail, I mean, this thing's just like bam, 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 drives me nuts. Don't like that. So to fix that, I got this guy here. And like I said, I got it around my handlebar up here. And then I wrap it through here. And then I actually go around twice. That way it's super tight. And then, I mean, that sucker, like, granted, if I hit a really big bump, it's, you know, it could still move a little bit, but that is like, I mean, that's in there. You know, it's way more secure. So, to me, that setup is nicer. You know, you can get these anywhere, really, any hardware store, but one thing I forgot to mention, too, so when you buy this mount, it actually comes with a scabbard. So the first use, I went to slide the saw in, and the blade of the saw went right through the scabbard. This thing's amazing. This mount is amazing, but the scabbard is like this cheapy, thin plastic. Like, it's not thick at all. It makes no sense. I don't know why Enduro Engineering skimped out on that. That's the only gripe I have, is the cover. It's crap. Like, I'll be honest. So I said, screw that. I got rid of it. I took it off. Granted, it's, you know, my saw's exposed, but you know, you just gotta take that chance, I guess. And there's other ways around. You can buy, you know, aftermarket covers of some sort and get it to slide up here, and maybe get some sort of strap where it keeps it held up. Because obviously the stock, you know, the one that comes with the chainsaw here, I could probably modify it if I really wanted to, you know, to have it covered. But again, these things, I don't know, like the teeth can come right through this stuff if, you know, it doesn't take much. So I think Enduro Engineering just needs to improve that as far as durability, just maybe a little bit thicker on the plastic. Because like I said, the first use, it freaking cut right through it. I mean, it cut a nice hole in it, and I put the saw straight in as possible, and I don't know, it's kind of strange. So then the other thing too, you got to wash the bike. Obviously, you're going to get water in there, so I had to drill a hole for it to drain. I mean, that's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world, but it just wound up being more of a hassle, so I just got rid of it. So yeah, I think I covered everything. Yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Like I said, pretty sweet setup. I think when I bought this, it was 170 or 180. I can't remember. I think now it's about 200 bucks because, you know, everything's gone up, but still, it's worth it. And there are other options out there, you know, but this one's just nice because it pretty much works on just about any saw. You can just slide it in, tie it down, and you're pretty good to go, unless you're picky like me and you want the extra support. And then obviously the block thing, you know. So yeah, hope you like that video. Thank you.